Hello folks, how are you doing? Welcome to today's episode of the vlog. Now throughout the course of these videos, I have put Arthur's Seat, the volcanic mountain in the centre of Edinburgh, in these episodes many times because it's absolutely stunning and beautiful. But in today's episode, I'm going to be going up there with another young Edinburgh creative, and we're going to be showing you Arthur's Seat from a perspective that you've probably never seen before. So Jason, welcome to the channel.
Thank you, Shaun. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it was a fun little jaunt up Arthur's Seat.
For Shaun.
Yeah.
For me. No, it was good. It was, as most of the people that follow your channel that aren't from Edinburgh will know, the weather's pretty turbulent, isn't it?
Yeah,
to say the least.
To say the least, yeah.
And so obviously Shaun and I, looking for a challenge, decided to embrace the wind.
I don't know how you kept your balance at the top there, because like the wind was going absolutely nuts. I caught you in the drone, like you were holding on to your cap because it was going to go flying.
Yeah, I was more worried about my cap than anything else. Yeah, no, it was so windy up there. Obviously unicycling on the flat ground is difficult at the best of times, but that's part of the challenge.
Part of the challenge,
yeah. And you know, Shaun's channel is all about the real Edinburgh,
exactly,
right?
The real Edinburgh.
And kind of not sugarcoating it, not picking the sunny days.
Yep.
Because if you live in Edinburgh, you know that those days are few and far between. So yeah, it's part and parcel of it.
So you are a unicyclist, right?
Yes.
Why don't you tell people about what exactly you do and your content and stuff?
Of course. So Shaun's very kindly given me the opportunity to promote extreme unicycling. Now, what's extreme unicycling? It's basically like BMX biking or trials biking, if you've seen any of that, but on one wheel rather than two wheels. So as you see, like it's it's built for kind of harder drops, take a little bit more punishment, thicker wheel, which kind of acts as a little bit of suspension. And I grew up at a time that I would describe as kind of the jackass generation, where kind of X Games was at its height.
Yeah, I guess one of the things a lot of people probably criticise on YouTube in general, like people doing stupid pranks and them going wrong, but like from what I can see from unicycling, it's generally something you can challenge yourself to do, something that's really difficult to learn, and you must practice a lot for that. And it's not just like goofing around, is it? It's like serious.
That's a really good point. That's something that I kind of have wrestled with my whole kind of career, is this idea of what's safe and what isn't, and living a life that's kind of full of challenges and pushing boundaries, but at the same time not being reckless. And I think one of the kind of most poignant things I ever heard about, you know, risk and challenging yourself was that you should always pick a challenge that's 5% beyond what you're capable of. Because I like that. What that basically means is it's not so outrageous that you're not going to be able to achieve it, but it's also challenging enough that you're going to have to push yourself that extra mile to get there. So that's what a lot of these things are for me. Trust me, so many people say to me, you must have a death wish. Don't do it if you're scared. Don't worry, I will not do it if I'm scared. Like fear is something that I'm very much in touch with. So yeah, I'm trying to kind of push my own boundaries. I'm trying to find things in life that are, I don't know, they just give you that feeling of living, you know. I think Adventure Everything is a perfect example of that. Whatever shape that kind of takes in your life, I think it's just getting outside of your comfort zone and trying new things, and coming away from those experiences feeling like, hey, I never thought I could do that, but here we are. And
I guess the other thing as well, like a lot of people don't see the hard hours spent like practicing. You must put a lot of, or have put a lot of in over the years, practice hours, right?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been doing it professionally for about 10, 11 years now. There are a lot of hours, and I think it's one of those things where, you get paid to do a demo or a TV show or an advert for a couple of hours, but the amount of training that you've done, say like the months before that where you got paid absolutely zero, those are the hours that count. And I think to anybody out there who does something that maybe is a little bit more self-guided, maybe is a little bit more kind of less structured than a conventional job.
Yeah.
I would say that you're going to have to love what you're doing, and you're going to kind of have to have faith in the process if you're ever going to kind of get a reward from the end of it, because it's not always going to be there. Like, you know yourself, like the vindication of what you do is not necessarily an hourly thing or a daily thing. Sometimes you have to put in a lot of work that feels pointless or feels slow or tedious. I've always kind of been someone that has embraced urban sports, has embraced kind of alternative arts, because actually ultimately we're all doing the same thing, we're just using a different vehicle to get there.
And it's also about, right, so a lot of the content you post on Instagram, you're seeing the city, Edinburgh, where we live, from an angle that most people would never see in their lives, and you're using the space in a different way that people would never get to use. So I think that's just awesome in its own right. Exactly.
And I think kind of at the heart of urban sports is this kind of desire, I think, to break free from the kind of constraints of the city. And so I think it's a very kind of literal way to overcome obstacles. But I think, you know, for someone like you, even just shooting something in the city, using something in the city in a way that hasn't been done before, that perfectly kind of fits with your narrative, fits with who you are, that in itself I think is an overcoming of an obstacle. And I think Edinburgh is one of the perfect cities for that, because we've been here for years, we've done so many amazing things. I think the buildings in particular are so beautiful and they're so unique, and yet so many of them just sit there empty, and so many of them people are trying to get planning permission for hotels and flats, and it's like, can we not do something a little bit more with this? So not to sidetrack too much, but I recently did a shoot at the old Royal High School, which is quite kind of like a hot topic at the moment. Guys, if any of you are from Edinburgh and you know about the old Royal High School, find out as much as you can about it, because I think developers are trying to basically rip its soul from it.
It's a beautiful building, right?
Oh, it's incredible. And that's it. Like, so many people have said to me, what is that building that you're unicycling on?
What I find really interesting is there is a lot of creative people in Edinburgh, but we've never really been that great at coming together, and I think there is probably opportunities for people who do different things to kind of collaborate. So that's why it's cool that we can do these types of videos and maybe do some more in the future around Edinburgh. Let's see what we can.
I would love to. Hey, why don't we throw it out to the people out there? If you want to see some more stuff from me and Shaun, hit us up, comment, like, share this. I honestly sought Shaun out not to get his head to blow up. I sought him out for that specific reason, because you're kind of like spearheading this movement of Edinburgh people doing things with the kind of the tools that they have. I think we've spoken about it before, that we're quite an understated group of people. We maybe don't want to cause a fuss, we maybe don't want to talk ourselves up, we maybe think that if we do something a little bit different, no one cares about it. And I think what you've done is you've kind of said to people, hey, be bold and be proud of who you are. We're not better than anybody else, but we're certainly as good as they are. So if there are people out there, if you guys are out there and you want to work with either of us, we'd love to work with you. We'd love to do anything with you guys, because I think Edinburgh, geez, you just have to look at Edinburgh's history. You look at Edinburgh now and it should be a juggernaut, and yet in the kind of online creatives it's a bit quiet, Shaun, isn't it? It's a little bit quiet.
So you run Voodoo Unicycles, right?
Yes.
That's your team?
Yes, Voodoo Unicycles, at Voodoo Unicycles on Instagram, if you want to check us out. We're an extreme unicycling display team, so we do shows, we kind of try and do viral ads and stuff like that, so that's a group of people.
And then you've also recently opened up your own YouTube channel, doing your own content.
That's right. So on Instagram I'm at Jason Pro Unicyclist. Gonna be my launching off pad for doing all kinds of stuff. It's also just gonna be me posting pictures of me with the same beard as Chris Evans from Avengers, and also just like me drinking beer and all that kind of stuff. And also hopefully there'll be like a whole separate playlist of Shaun and Jason's adventures.
Exactly, yeah, we need to do it. There's so many places to explore, right?
Tell me about it. Adventure everything.
Adventure everything.
We're going to adventure everything, not just some of it, everything.
I mean, like Edinburgh's awesome, obviously. There's so many things we could do here, but like the Highlands and stuff, the Scotland, there's just so many awesome places.
Exactly.
Like, and you're using a new vehicle that probably a lot of people have never seen Scotland in that way, right?
Exactly, exactly. I was very lucky with my team to go up to the Highlands, and we did a kind of unicycling trip. We didn't unicycle to the Highlands. We were in a motorhome, but it's incredible. You know yourself, like you drive a couple of hours and you feel like you've driven for millenniums. You know, like you're in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I mean, it's an amazing place. I can't imagine we're going to run out of things to do.
For sure. Well, thanks a lot for inviting me along to shoot you on the hill, on the crags.
Pleasure, Shaun. Thanks for having me.
Let's keep in touch and do some more, and make sure you go and check out Jason on Instagram, his team page, personal page. The links will all be there. Do it. Bye.